Move on to another news. Henry Cejudo has stated that he is completely serious about his upcoming fight against Paddy Pimblett being the final bout of his career. Despite having retired multiple times in the past, Cejudo explained that this time feels different, even suggesting that Dana White might cut him from the UFC after this fight. His comments reflect a deep level of reflection about his career, his family, and what he wants moving forward. Cejudo explained that one of the primary reasons he returned to the sport after retiring on top was his desire to give his children a better life. He acknowledged that he was already making good money and did not necessarily need to fight again, but fighting remained the fastest way to achieve the financial goals he had set for his family. For him, the motivation now centers on providing security, opportunity, and stability for his kids. He admitted that if he has any regrets, it might be coming back at all, because returning took away some of the specialness of his original retirement. He compared this feeling to his experience in wrestling. Cejudo described how he once came back after giving everything he had to the sport, only to reach a point where he began to resent it. He recalled standing at the Olympic Games, overwhelmed by thoughts of winning or losing, and after earning gold, feeling ready to say, "goodbye," with total finality. That emotion, he said, was real then, just as it is now in MMA. Cejudo also addressed the perception that he still has plenty left to give. While coaches and fans may believe he could continue fighting, he emphasized that they don't feel what he feels internally. He still has the ability, but he no longer has the desire to remain in the grind indefinitely. He also spoke about his two young children and how he does not want them to grow up with the fear or anxiety of knowing their father is constantly fighting. He reflected on his own childhood, growing up in dangerous neighborhoods and witnessing violence, recalling the fear and adrenaline he felt as a child watching people fight in the streets. He does not want that emotional burden for his children. Cejudo understands fans may doubt him, given his history of retirements and returns. But this time, he insists it is different. He even said he believes Dana White might cut him after this fight, which to him signals how real his decision truly is. Move on to another news. A sexual assault lawsuit filed against Conor McGregor regarding an alleged incident that was said to have occurred during the Miami Heat NBA Finals game in 2023 has officially been dismissed. The woman who brought the claim decided to withdraw the lawsuit with prejudice, which legally means the case is permanently closed and cannot be refiled at any point in the future. This marks the definitive end of the civil action related to the accusation. Throughout the process, no criminal charges were ever filed against McGregor, and authorities did not pursue a criminal investigation that resulted in allegations being brought forward. From the outset, McGregor consistently denied any wrongdoing and maintained that the accusations were false. His representatives repeatedly emphasized that he fully cooperated with all inquiries and that evidence supported his stance. The dismissal with prejudice reinforces McGregor's position and brings closure to the matter from a legal standpoint. The outcome also removes the possibility of the claim resurfacing later, ensuring that the case is conclusively resolved. Move on to another news. Marvin Vettori has made it clear that he absolutely must secure a victory over Bruno Ferreira at UFC 323 in order to break his 3-fight losing streak. At 32 years old, Vettori believes he still has plenty to offer and is determined to prove that he can stage a true comeback. Speaking with MMA Junkie, he reflected on the challenges he has faced over the last several years and the adjustments he has made to rediscover the fighter he once was. Vettori explained that during his recent difficult stretch, some of the techniques and approaches that had previously brought him success stopped working. As those strategies failed, he began to doubt aspects of his own game, and that uncertainty caused other parts of his performance to fall apart. He described this period as a time when everything seemed to crumble simultaneously, leaving him searching for answers and clarity. According to Vettori, it took time, introspection, and a willingness to evolve before he was able to identify what needed to change. Now, he feels far more grounded and mentally centered. He emphasized that he has matured, learned important lessons, and gained a better understanding of himself both as an athlete and as a person. Joining American Top Team played a major role in this process. Vettori stated that he has finally found a place where he feels he belongs, surrounded by training partners and coaches who push him in the right direction. He views his rebuilding process as something that must be done step by step, brick by brick, until he climbs back toward title contention. Vettori believes that, despite recent setbacks, nothing is lost. At 32, he sees his career as far from over and views this upcoming fight as an opportunity to demonstrate resilience and reclaim momentum. He stressed that dwelling on the past is pointless and that the only path forward is through victory. While he treats every fight with seriousness, he admitted that this particular matchup carries extra weight. In his mind, he simply cannot afford another loss. Although he refuses to label Bruno Ferreira as an easy opponent, Vettori acknowledged that Ferreira may be slightly less experienced than the elite competitors he has faced in the past. However, he insists that this does not mean he is underestimating him. Vettori believes he has had the best training camp of his career and is fully prepared to show the world that he is ready to rise again. Move on to another news. Renato Moicano has shared his prediction for the upcoming matchup between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett, a fight that has surprised many fans and analysts. Moicano admitted he was just as confused as others when the matchup was announced, questioning how and why it came together. He noted that Pimblett's recent run of opponents has not exactly been elite competition, pointing out that Paddy's last 3 UFC opponents have a combined losing streak of 0-13. Despite this, Moicano still finds himself leaning toward Paddy in this unexpected pairing. Moicano expressed his surprise that Pimblett is getting what he feels is an undeserved opportunity, given the level of opposition he has faced. He listed fighters like Bobby Green, Michael Chandler, and others who were not coming off wins before facing Pimblett. He emphasized that when you look closely at the combined records of Paddy's last 3 or 4 opponents, it becomes clear that the matchmaking has been favorable to him. Still, Moicano acknowledged that the UFC has chosen this path, and the fight is now a reality whether people agree with it or not. When assessing how the fight itself might play out, Moicano explained that the common belief among fans and analysts is that Gaethje needs to finish Pimblett early. He suggested that if Gaethje cannot stop Paddy in the opening stages, the momentum may shift. In Moicano's view, a 5-round fight gives Paddy more opportunities to drag Gaethje into deeper waters, where conditioning, durability, and strategic adjustments become more important. Moicano did not dismiss Gaethje's abilities. He recognized Justin's explosive power, aggressive style, and finishing capability. However, he also pointed out that Gaethje's approach can sometimes work against him in long fights if he is unable to secure an early finish. According to Moicano, the longer the fight goes, the more it favors Pimblett, who tends to find ways to survive and capitalize on opponents who fade over time. Ultimately, Moicano concluded that, although many people see this matchup as a difficult challenge for Paddy Pimblett, he personally believes Paddy will come out victorious. He acknowledged that this opinion might not be widely shared, but he stands firmly by his prediction that Paddy Pimblett will defeat Justin Gaethje in their upcoming fight. Move on to another news. Petr Yan has shared his perspective on why he lost to Merab Dvalishvili in their first encounter and explained how he intends to correct those mistakes in their rematch. With their second fight scheduled for tomorrow, Yan believes he now clearly understands what went wrong and what he must adjust to ensure a different outcome this time. Yan explained that Merab's opponents often allow him to dictate the pace. They sit back, react to his pressure, and wait for opportunities instead of creating them. According to Yan, this approach plays directly into Merab's strengths as a relentless pressure fighter. Yan admitted that he, too, fell into this trap during their first bout, giving Merab too much room to work and failing to impose his own strategy early enough. This time, he has no intention of repeating that mistake. To Yan, this rematch represents more than just another fight. He views it as an essential step toward returning to the title picture. He acknowledged Merab's growth and credited him as a deserving champion-level contender within the division, noting that Merab has consistently proven himself through his performances. Yan emphasized that he is not focused on Merab's personal pressures or how frequently Merab competes, as those are concerns only Merab truly understands. Instead, Yan is focused entirely on the tactical adjustments he must make. He emphasized that the key to beating Merab is to initiate first, to take control of the exchanges rather than wait for Merab's signature forward pressure. He believes that working first, forcing Merab to react, and refusing to allow him to build momentum is the path to victory. Reflecting on their first fight, Yan admitted he was not at 100% and couldn't implement his usual level of activity. However, he views that experience as a valuable lesson that taught him exactly what he needs to change. Yan also expressed that earning a victory in a rematch carries far greater significance. Not only would it allow him to erase a previous loss, but it could also position him directly back into the title conversation. He believes that accomplishing both goals at once would make this win even more meaningful. Regarding future plans or potential callouts, Yan made it clear that his sole focus is on the fight ahead. He trusts the UFC to determine the next steps after he handles business inside the cage. What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Let's start it with our first news. Kamaru Usman has responded to Tyron Woodley's recent comments, in which Woodley dismissed the idea of Usman being the welterweight GOAT and accused him of gaining favor simply by staying close to Dana White. Usman addressed the remarks directly, expressing confusion and disappointment over Woodley's attitude. Usman began by questioning why Woodley continues to take shots at him, stating that he has never spoken negatively about Woodley in public. He emphasized that the hostility feels personal and unprovoked, noting that Woodley is acting as if the two have a long-standing rivalry, despite having no real issues outside their competition in the cage. Usman pointed out that criticism coming from Woodley holds weight only because of Woodley's own reputation, but the negativity has been persistent for years, not just toward him but also toward people around him. He explained that Woodley has repeatedly targeted his teammates, his camp, and even the filmmakers who document their journey. Usman highlighted that Anatomy of a Fighter, a well-known production team in the MMA space, has also been on the receiving end of Woodley's criticism, despite producing some of the best short-form content in the sport. According to Usman, this pattern shows a deeper issue that goes beyond simple professional disagreement. Usman stated that it's unfair for Woodley to resent the success of others, adding that he and his team simply chose different paths that led to different outcomes. He suggested that Woodley's frustration stems from how his own career unfolded, but emphasized that others should not be blamed for those circumstances. Usman described Woodley's recent conduct as disappointing and uncharacteristic of someone he once admired. He went on to say that he previously respected Woodley's accomplishments and appreciated what he represented as a champion. However, the continuous negativity has made it increasingly difficult for Usman to remain a fan. He expressed hope that Woodley could move past the resentment and return to being the figure many once looked up to. Usman concluded by reaffirming that he has always shown respect to Woodley and expects the same in return, especially from someone he once viewed as an inspiration.